Welcome to Film Therapy, the unofficial, unlicensed movie podcast.
If the film says we can say it too. So check the film rating, and that will be our episode rating.
Thank you for listening. Listening Library presents a series of unfortunate events. Book the first, The Bad Beginning by Lemony Snicket. To Beatrice, darling, dearest, dead. Chapter 1. If you are interested in stories with happy endings, you would be better off reading some other book. In this book, not only is there no happy ending, there is no happy beginning, and very few happy things in the middle. This is because not very many happy things happened in the lives of the three Baudelaire youngsters, Violet, Klaus, and Sunny. They were intelligent children, and they were charming and resourceful, and had pleasant facial features, but they were extremely unlucky, and most everything that happened to them was rife with misfortune, misery, and despair. I'm sorry to tell you this, but that is how the story goes. And no, we are not talking about the Nickelodeon movie today, or the Netflix series.
Yeah, just in case you were wondering, this is completely unrelated.
Actually, hang on. No, because I think Joan Cusack is in both. I think she's in the Netflix series. Yes, she is. So Joan Cusack is Justice Strauss in the Unfortunate Events series on Netflix. So it is connected.
There we go. It is connected. But we are actually going to be talking about another movie she's in called Let It Snow.
Toy Story 2. Oh, crap. I thought we were watching Toy Story 2.
No.
Well, Toy Story 2 is amazing. What other movie would we want to talk about?
You're right. It's pretty good. But we're going to talk about Let It Snow. Let it snow. Happy Christmas, Harry.
Happy Christmas, Ron.
Yep, it's too hot in the summer, so we wanted to watch a movie with snow and Christmas holiday joy to snuggle up with. And you know what? This one was pretty good for that.
Why does it have to be this hot for part of the year? Why can't it just always be fall or winter?
I know. It's so hot, and the AC broke at my work, so I'm just sitting there sweating. It's terrible.
Oh no! That's awful.
Yeah, it's real bad.
My first thought about this movie was it had quite an extensive soundtrack. Like, the last 20 minutes had probably like 7 songs in every wrap-ups. In every scene that wrapped up a story, there was a new song. But not one of the songs in this movie, not even during the credits, was Let It Snow.
That is correct.
So I felt I was lied to by the title.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. If you haven't seen this movie, it's on Netflix. It came out in 2019, right?
Yeah.
And it's got a pretty decent cast. Faces you've definitely seen before. Voices you've definitely heard before. Starring Kiernan Shipka, which we have talked about and kind of become obsessed with in the recent months. She voices Marnie when Marnie was there in the American version, or the English version. You may have seen her as Sabrina and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. I guess that show that only has a couple seasons. It's not still running.
No, it ended.
But she's a good actress. Then we also got Miles Morales. You talk about him for a minute.
Yeah, so Shameik Moore is in this movie. He is the voice of Miles Morales in the Spider-Verse movies. And yeah, he's great. I mean, yeah, he's done other things, but that's what, I know him from best.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. He did a good job. I liked him. The girl named Julie, her name's Isabella Merced.
Rossellini.
And she plays the motherfucking Dora in the new Dora movie. And I liked her. She was good. We've got Odeya Rush. She plays Addie in this film, but she is also plays Jenna in Lady Bird, kind of like the cool girl at the school.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Oh, yeah. And we've got Liv Hewson. She's been in... Actually, I don't think I've seen her in much. She's in that new show Yellow Jackets on Hulu, Bombshell, Before I Fall, and Santa Clarita Diet, and Drama World. But I really liked her. She was cute. We've got Mitchell Hope as Tobin, and he was in Descendants.
The Disney movie?
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Ascendant, the movie that never was.
Correct. Oh, yeah, and then Miles Morales' buddy, Jacob Batalon, was in it. Keon. What's his name? Oh, no,
Actually,
sorry, not Miles Morales' buddy.
Peter
Parker's buddy in the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. His name is Ned, but it also relates to Spider-Man. And
yes.
Then we've got...
Actually, Miles Morales' roommate, his character name is Genki, I think.
Oh, okay.
And actually, hang on, I should just go ask too, and he's outside. And then they modeled Tom Holland Peter's best friend Ned after that character, but they named him Ned.
Oh, okay.
So you are right. He is Miles Morales' friend, but not Jacob Batalon's portrayal of Ned.
Interesting.
So in the multiverse.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. And then we've got Joan Cusack, who plays my favorite character, Tinfoil Woman.
Yeah, mine too.
And that's pretty much it. It's one of those movies that's like Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve, where they've got several stories that intertwine at the end, and everyone ends up at the same place. So if you like that type of thing, you will enjoy this movie.
Yes.
It's about like a group of teenagers on Christmas Eve, and it all ends at the Waffle Town. And for some reason they're all just allowed to go out and like party with their friends on Christmas Eve. I can't fathom that. I don't understand in what world that happens, because I would always just be with my family, you know?
Yeah, me too.
So it's kind of weird. It could take place on any other night. Really, it's not very Christmassy, I don't think.
No, not really.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
That's okay. Like, it could be... I'm just gonna pretend it's not Christmas Eve and pretend it's like December 9th or something. That seems a little more realistic to me.
It makes it a lot more feasible.
Yeah.
The plot mechanics of this 2019 Netflix Christmas comedy made for teenagers. Yeah, I think the movie is worth watching just purely for Joan Cusack's performance as Tinfoil Woman.
I love her. She's just this random character who they call Tinfoil Woman, and she rides around in her van covered in tinfoil, and nobody knows why, and we never find out why. But I love it.
She never says. There needs to be like a Tinfoil Woman cinematic universe.
Oh, Lord.
Where like she's in, so like how Knives Out 2 is still Daniel Craig, but everyone else is different. You know, like how the Agatha Christie stories are, where it's like the same detective but different suspects. Then like every movie can be like different scenarios, but then she's always at the center of it.
Okay, I'm into that. All right.
Yeah, it was strange because at the end of the movie, I thought like somehow she was gonna show up at the party also, and I was waiting for that, and then that didn't happen, and I was like slightly bummed about it.
Like the only predictable thing that didn't happen.
Yes, like I would have thought she would have came into the party, and everybody would have just rolled with it. Like, yeah, you're here too, okay.
Woo, Tinfoil Woman, and she turns out to be like the hottest DJ
ever. Because when Jacob Batalon said like, oh man, my DJ's not coming, I'm like, that would have been perfect. She could have came in and he's like, yes, I also DJ.
She'll just like rip her tinfoil off her head and start DJing it. Wiggy wiggy wah.
Yeah. Yes.
And I don't like that she's the narrator though, at the very beginning and the very end.
Yeah.
I think that is so cheesy.
I didn't really vibe with that either. This movie reminds me a lot of the Nickelodeon movie Snow Day. Have you seen that movie?
No.
That's also a movie with a lot of different. It's like obviously it takes place over the course of one day, and it's just like these kids just doing different things. And then Chevy Chase is in that, and he's like the dad, but like I don't think he's the narrator or anything. I think like the daughter is the narrator or something. But yeah, Josh Peck is in it.
Okay.
And I don't remember much about it, but I know I've seen it.
Okay.
But like the entire movie, like I'm just like, it just reminds me of this other movie, but like not in a bad way, but like the two movies could almost be like interchangeable, like in the sense that you could watch them back to back, then you would think it's like one long movie or something.
Yeah, that's it's on Prime.
Well, there you go.
Maybe I'll check it out.
We can talk about that next week. We're just going to talk about Christmas and Halloween films for the rest of the time, so if you don't like that, then bye-bye. Anyway, I just realized I have a pair of socks on my floor from this morning. Because I wear socks around the house, and then when I go to bed, I take my socks off. And when I wake up in the morning, I forget they're right on the floor right by my bed. Mm-hmm. So I got up this morning and took a shower, and I got a pair of socks from my closet to wear for the day. And then I still have another pair of socks on the floor.
Oh no.
And part of me is just like, I should just like leave them there. And then like tonight when I take my socks off, I'm going to be like, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm going to be like, why the fuck are there like 4 socks?
2 pairs of socks.
And then next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I'm out of socks. And I just go and look over and they're just all by my bed.
We could maybe like deep analyze like one scene from this movie just to like get something out of it, maybe, because I mean we
should.
So it was like a good movie. It was, I mean, I don't know if it was
good.
Cute.
Yeah.
It was like fine. Like I got through it, and
me too.
It was kind of cute at the beginning, but then I was like, all right, we all know what's gonna happen. Come on.
And like it's funny because for some movies I'm fine with that, and then like for this one I was like right on the fence where I'm like, okay, I know what's going to happen, and I'm kind of okay with it, but also there's like so many freaking characters at the same time, and then I'm just like, okay, wait, so who's this? What's happening with this person? What's happening with that person? And then like by the halfway point, I'm like, oh, now I get where everything, like now I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
I really liked the scene when I think the perfect scene to analyze. Let me know if you agree.
Okay.
I really liked the scene when Shamik Moore's like when his like rep or manager or whatever comes to the door and then she's all like high strung and throwing a hissy fit oh
yeah, Janet from A Good Place.
Yeah.
Or Janet from The Good Place. Yeah. His character's name is Stuart.
Yeah. So when she comes over and then she's like, oh, like Stuart like can't be like he tells every girl he meets that like all this like stuff and like spends time with them and that he wants to get away from it all and like he really needs to be like out in the middle of everything and like all the fame and all that junk. And then but then obviously like that's not what he wants, and then they have this like moment by the door and then it's like super like bittersweet or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember that scene just like being really well acted. But I mean, Shamik Moore is just a great actor, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I did feel some sympathy for Julie at that point, because I was like, well, I mean, obviously she's like totally not interested in him because he's just a stupid pop star and obviously way overrated. But then like once they start actually having their like cute moments, it's kind of cute. And then when that happens, it's like, oh. Like, yeah, that would suck. It's like, yeah, she's probably right. And then I couldn't stop thinking about that even at the end. I was like, yeah, he's just going to go off to another town later and find someone else probably.
Oh, really? I thought, like, I don't know why my brain jumped here, but then when he showed up, I'm like, wait, he ditched his manager from The Good Place. So like he's just here.
That's true. I guess, yeah, he like stood up for himself and he's like, no. I want to be with Julie.
Yes. Good job,
Stuart.
Have you seen the first look at Ryan Gosling as Ken in the Barbie movie?
Yeah. My friends and I were talking about that today. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a very interesting movie. And I mean that in the best possible way. because it's Greta Gerwig directing.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if she's writing it to the screenplay also or not, but I she might be. And then it's Margot Robbie as Barbie and Ryan Gosling as Ken.
Okay.
I can't take credit for saying this, but from a reliable source, this is what I've heard. So many people are going to have their sexual awakening because of that movie. I mean, think about like how accurate that is.
Yeah. Oh, well, is this supposed to be like a kids movie, preteen movie, adult movie? What is this?
It doesn't matter, you know, I guess.
Yeah, but like what, like, do you know what it is?
No, I have no idea.
Me either.
People in 2004 watching The Notebook had a sexual awakening, so the same thing can happen with this movie.
Basically just Ryan Gosling.
And Margot Robbie.
But with The Notebook. He did it 20 years ago. He can do it now. He's still got it.
He does. I mean, Rachel McAdams, too.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm not sure entirely what to think. I can't judge it based on this one picture I saw, but, you know, I'm intrigued.
Yeah. I really didn't care for, I don't remember the actor's name, but the guy who plays Tobin, Kiernan Shipka's friend that has a crush on her.
Uh-huh.
He just kind of annoyed me.
Really?
For many reasons. Because I'm like, every person has been in that situation. That's why there's like tons and tons of movies about feeling like you're the third wheel.
Mm-hmm.
But what bugged me was like the way they framed it. It made it seem like she was actually like into like this JP guy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the end of the movie, like they still get together, which is great. Like it's a whole day, but since it's like the whole movie, it's like he was sitting out in his car by himself from like it was still light out and then it became like dark out.
Yeah.
And he's still sitting in his car and they're still in the church. Why did he sit in there that whole time? Like I know he's waiting for the tow truck or whatever. What were they talking about that entire time when he was inside the car? Like neither of them thought to come out and check on him?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I mean, I guess it could have just been like an hour of the sun going down, but like It seemed it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and then like 8 o'clock at night. But I guess it gets really dark really fast at winter. That part just kind of felt weird.
That's true. Yeah, that is kind of weird.
But yeah, the ending when they're on top of the Waffle House roof, that was really cute.
You know what I thought? I thought JP was going to be gay and he had a thing for Tobin.
I did too.
Okay, it gave off that vibe. All right, yeah.
Like as soon as you said that, I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense.
Because he was paying like so much attention to him, and it was like touchy feely with him, and I was like, oh shit. But no.
That thought actually crossed my mind. Was like, oh shoot, what if they get together? Then I'm like, that would have been like so great. Like imagine if that's what was happening. Like you thought that he had a crush on Kiernan Shipka, but he really had a crush on JP the whole time. And then JP the same thing.
Yeah, it's like watching Call Me by Your Name from a different perspective.
Yeah, sure.
Except it doesn't end up like that.
No, there's no steamy scenes with a peach in this movie.
Nah, and that's okay. Oh yeah, so the director also directed a movie called Wanderlust, Feel Good, and My Mad Fat Diary. I haven't seen any of those, but you know.
I've seen all of those.
Nuh-uh.
Damn it, I thought you might actually believe that.
Almost.
What did you think of the story, the part with, because I didn't even connect this until like later in the movie, because I don't even know, I don't know why, but like for some reason I was so confused, because there was the waitress girl in the diner, but then there was her best friend, and they were going to get a pig as like a celebration of their friendship or whatever. And then I totally forgot about that scene because whatever like the next scenes were, just like I was trying to focus on that. And then when they came back to it and they were talking about the pig, I'm like, wait, who are these two? What are they talking about? and then like I'm like, oh shit, it's like the scene from earlier. It's like I had a weird like disconnect for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I wanted to know what you thought about that whole thing about them getting a pig.
Okay, so I remember seeing a shot in the beginning of Addie, the girl from Lady Bird, looking in the window of like a pet store, and there was like a tiny little pig in there. That's all I
Right.
remember. I don't remember a conversation they had about it, but I knew they were friends because they were talking about how people always make fun of the tinfoil lady. But then Addie later on gets a ride from tinfoil lady and realizes, she's a pretty cool gal.
Yes.
Addie was kind of going crazy because she thought her boyfriend was cheating on her, which he basically was.
Yeah.
Dory was the other girl.
Yes.
She was going through a thing where she had a fling with this other girl who came into the Waffle House with a group of her friends, and that girl wasn't out yet, and it was like this real awkward situation. Oh my gosh, when she brought her the quaffle waffle, so cute.
That was literally the most adorable thing. I'm like, how can you not like fall in love with that?
Yeah, and that one bitch is like, isn't Harry Potter for kids? And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yes, me too. Literally me.
No. Are
Yes.
you even human? Everyone loves Harry Potter.
The ending is really cutesy, and I'm glad that Dory gets to go with whatever her the other girl's name is.
I think her name's Carrie.
Yeah, but like, it was still like a really like how like all her friends are like, hey, that's great, we're so happy for you. They're all like cheering inside the window.
Yeah, that was cute.
And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool. But then like, you guys were being like awful like 3 hours ago.
Right, yeah. So it's like, well, I guess, I mean, okay, good for you. But also treat your service people nicely. All right?
Yes. As someone who has been a server, treat them nicely. They'll appreciate it.
Yes. It goes a long way.
But yeah, I did think their storyline was really sweet. So and then I loved how Jacob Batalon's character, the whole time he just wanted to throw a good party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that was great.
It's like, guys, please. That was his true goal, and he accomplished it.
Yes, and that was the most satisfying thing in the whole movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else happened. Well, there's that other guy who works at the Waffle House who I like. He's like Jacob Batalon's buddy.
Yeah, I loved that guy.
Yeah, I love that guy too.
The entire movie, he's just like, just trust in the universe and everything will be taken care of. And I'm like, this guy's got it together. Like,
yeah,
this is great. I aspire to be like that, like every day.
Yeah, it's hard, man, when there's so many negative influences around.
It really is.
It just drags you down.
Yeah, but then you do things to bring yourself back up. Like you watch SpongeBob, you watch Moulin Rouge, or you watch or you can watch whatever you want. Yeah. Or you can go for a walk, or you can have a good conversation with somebody. You can record a podcast about cinema. Mm-hmm. You can drink a lot of water. You can do yoga. You can sleep, take a nap if you want to.
Can I drink a lot of vodka?
Yes. Or get high, or drop acid if you want to. And then the next day, just wake up and just be like, well, it's a new day. I'm gonna do whatever. I'm going to make the most of this day. Mm-hmm. It's 104 days of summer vacation, and school comes along just to end it. So the annual problem for our generation
is finding a good way to spend it.
Exactly.
That's right.
Like, maybe.
Building a rocket.
Or fighting a mummy.
Or climbing up the Eiffel Tower.
Discovering something that doesn't exist.
Or maybe giving a monkey a shower. Surfing tidal waves.
Yeah, thank you. Surfing tidal waves.
Creating nanobots.
Or locating Frankenstein's brain.
Hey, it's over here.
Finding a dodo bird.
Painting a continent.
Or driving our sister insane.
Phineas.
As you can see, there's a whole lot of stuff to do before school starts this fall. Come on, Perry.
So stick with us, because Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all.
So stick with us.
Maddie and Jake are gonna do it all. Okay. So, what's on your list?
Only one thing that I want. It's a rewatch, and I normally don't talk about rewatches, but I wanted to talk about this one. But last night I rewatched the underrated cinematic masterpiece known as Peter Pan, released in 2003 by Universal and Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about great visual aesthetics in cinema? That movie is amazing. It's kind of like the Wachowski Speed Racer, but for some reason I really vibed with this movie, and it's a movie I saw a lot as a kid, and I really liked it. It's actually the Peter Pan that I saw most as a kid, because that was the one I had on DVD, not the Disney one.
Yeah, I think that's what I had too.
Yeah, so I saw the Disney one a few times, but for me, like and I apologize, there's a lot of construction going outside my apartment, so Maddie, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I can hear it actually.
Yeah, Peter Pan is a great movie. I really love it the more and more that I watch it, and it's absolutely fantastic, and it's so underrated.
Yeah, I remember liking that a lot as a kid. Haven't seen it recently though.
It's worth a watch.
Where'd you watch it? Or you have the DVD?
I actually bought it on Blu-ray recently, because I lost my DVD or sold it or something like a long time ago. Because you have movies as a kid, then you but then I got it on Blu-ray like sometime last year, and then Tune and I've watched it twice since then, and it's just absolutely masterful. It's amazing.
Nice.
Because what it does so well is that it understands like the story, obviously, but then it covers like every layer of the story, including the subtext, with equal amount and like equal devotion. Like it's not afraid to talk about like the bittersweet side of growing up, or like how Peter Pan's a bit of like not necessarily a tragic character, but he has like that side to him,
Yeah, totally.
And it's also like really adorable at the same time.
So that's kind of one with like the teen Peter Pan, and are there any like actors who have been in other things in that one?
Jason Isaacs is Captain Hook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for famous people, because the other actors, I don't know if they went on to do anything, to be honest.
Okay. Oh, I think I've seen a TikTok of the guy who played Peter Pan. And he's like, when girls were like drooling over you as a 14-year-old, and then he's like what he is now. Let me see if I can find that.
Yeah. If you can find that, send me that, and we can link that too. And the movie just bounces so many different tones well, and like the visual aesthetic is just absolutely incredible.
So I watched RRR finally with my mother.
Ooh, what did your mother think of it?
She really liked it. So we watched it in two sections because I guess we're on the same time zone. She's on the same time zone as you. But yeah, I don't know if I could have sat through the whole 3-hour thing altogether, but yeah, I thought that she might like it because it was like a unique musical, big dance numbers, things like that. She likes like musical theater and things like that.
Yeah, the dancing in it is just incredible.
Yeah, it's really fun. And so once it started to get like super actiony and violent, when I was kind of shutting off, I thought she would, but she was like engaged, and she was like commenting on stuff the whole time, so that was good.
Well, that's great.
Onion loved this movie. I think she speaks Hindi because both times when we turned it on the first time to watch the first half, she would sit on my ottoman and just stare at the TV, and like her ears would like flick like she's listening. And she did the same thing last night. Ever. And she just stared at it for like minutes, and I don't know, it was really weird. She doesn't really do that with any movies, so I might just put that on for her when I leave the house.
One, I love that. That's the most adorable thing ever. And two, I need to try that on cats also.
Yeah.
Because I want to see if that's true for all cats or just your cat.
Yeah, I need to learn some like Hindi phrases and like learn what like cat is in Hindi, so I can talk to her and see if like that's her language.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I thought like the romance was good. The story was good overall. It was like a really cute like friendship story, but just the absurdity of it was not for me, you know, like just crazy acrobatic stunts and overdone violence and slow-mo every 2 seconds, and yeah, not my thing, but I'm glad I watched it and exposed myself to something new. But there is a new independent theater opening in Charlotte. By the time this comes out, it will be open, called the Independent Film House. And oh my god, I'm so excited. Ooh. I just became a member today. I bought a membership, and
yay,
that gets you like $3 off each ticket, free soda and popcorn, and like 15% off merch, and like some like newsletter or something.
Amazing.
So it's going to show like all independent films and foreign films and low budget films and all this, so I can support local film. I'm really excited. So if anyone's in the Charlotte area, look that place up, Independent Film House. I think it's in Noda, and yeah, go check it out and support. I'm so excited. Like when I first heard that, I was like, oh my god, because I had been waiting. I was like, is there really no place where I can see like independent movies here? Because I'm used to, you know, being in Denver, and we have like the C Film Center, and
right.
Then there's this place in Phoenix that I went to, the Film Bar, and that was really awesome. They showed like independent movies there, so I just like assumed there would be one, but there wasn't until now.
I love that. Independent movies is where it's at right now. Like sure, like some Hollywood blockbusters are great, but then when you have a movie like RRR, or when you have more independent movies, even like from Hollywood.
Okay, well, RRR was like $72 million or something. So
actually, it was made really cheaply.
Wait, what? I thought I read it was like so expensive.
Hang on, the budget for it, I'll tell you. Hold on one second. Yeah, it was 72 million. You're right. But as Doctor Strange's budget was 200 million. The new Doctor Strange movie.
Dang. So like on the lower end of high budget.
I would say that's accurate.
Anyway, other than that, I didn't really watch much. I'm just kind of searching for things to watch. And I just need to dive into my watch list. A lot of it I have to rent to watch. So I've kind of been putting it off, but I think I just need to watch.
Same. I'm actually hoping to watch a lot more movies that are on my watch list, and a lot of like DVDs that I have of movies that I haven't seen. I want to like knock some of those out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think that's it for this episode. Thank you for listening.
So next time we will watch Mulholland Drive. And if you haven't seen this movie, it's amazing, but it's a trip. So you kind of have to be in the right headspace before you go watch it. But it is on something. Oh, it used to be on Netflix, but I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. I think I should probably just buy it. I think you might have to rent it if you haven't seen it, or if you don't own it already. That will be it for this episode. We hope to see you next time. Until then, keep therapizing.